Hello, everyone. We just started week 2 of the intuition training. Today, we talked even more about the pain body. How does it feel in your body? And the most important part, we talked about what the inner voice is and what it is not. You see, we all have an inner voice and we have it all the time. The trick is, though, to not believe the mind when the mind offers you that you don't have an intuition, that you are not connected, or that you did not get an answer. And there are a few things to consider. First of all, if you know the scale of consciousness, if not, you can Google it. It should be very easy to find the scale of consciousness. When we are in a spot, you cannot get from here to there. In other words, you cannot get from feeling absolutely depressed to feeling completely inspired and creative. And these things can happen, these jumps can happen in an instant or through an experience. You have a nice conversation with someone, it happens. But when you are by yourself or when you're trying to get answers, to things that are very difficult for you and to things that your mind is having a very hard time dealing with, in that case, you won't be able to jump as easily from being in a lower vibration, in worry, in fear, to suddenly feeling hopeful and creative and finding the best solution and the best answers and getting it all done in the same day. So, the most important thing is to understand that you can't get yourself from where you are to where you want to be if the leap is too big. If the answers to the questions that you're asking require such a big leap that you cannot do it, you won't get the answer that perhaps your mind is expecting to. In other words, you won't get an answer that tells you from here you can do 5 million steps and that's how you get there in a couple of days. You will not get that answer because you are not ready for it. So, what you will get is what you can do today, what you can do tomorrow, what you can do the next week. And this always boils down to what can I do today? Your inner voice always has the answer, and your inner voice always tells you what you can do today. Once you start getting more used to the inner voice, once the mind starts to feel safer with the inner voice, the mind might feel ready to change its stories. So the mind might go from, I don't know, or something that is really completely blocking you and is not serving you, to I know, but I'm not ready. I know and I'm ready to do it, but I'm not ready right now. I don't want to do it yet. And your stories keep changing, and the way you talk about your world and your inner world will keep changing and evolving, and it will give you a more kind perspective and a more hopeful perspective on your life. So, we also talked about how one of the biggest blocks is to say, I don't know. You really completely want to remove that from your vocabulary. You never want to say, I don't know. Talk about what you do know, because I don't know makes your mind believe that you don't know, and it makes you feel all the time and every time you say that you know less and less and less. We also touched, and I encourage you to look into, explore a class, explore a resource where you can understand the senses. First of all, understand the seeing. Everyone can see, most people can see in a way. I did not start by understanding that I can see, and quite frankly, I wasn't really seeing so much in the beginning. But the biggest reason why I wasn't seeing is because I kept telling myself that I don't see. And that's because I thought that seeing means actually looking at something and seeing it like in a dream, or seeing it as clear as I see this cup, this mug. And that's not what it is. For me, it's almost like a memory of something that I've seen before, and now I'm describing to you. Like if I were to describe you, my childhood home, I wouldn't see it very vividly in front of my eyes. Some people do. I could describe it for you. Regardless of what you see, the most important thing is to tune into your feeling and knowing, into your clear cognizance and clear sentience. Even when you work with your intuition, so many times the intuition, higher self, inner being, inner voice, soul, whatever you want to call it, shows someone an image, and many times the person is not able to translate what that image means. and they say, I don't know what it means. So just take a guess. The biggest block to the intuition is to keep saying, I don't know. You have to have the courage to say what you know. You have to have the courage to sound silly, to make a mistake, to not worry about whether you're making things up or not. Whether you make things up or not is, by the way, another excuse, a very powerful one that your mind is using. And it's just an excuse, it's a coping mechanism. It's not that you are finding excuses, it's that it's a coping mechanism that the mind uses. You can look on my website, and I was giving this example in the class. I have I think only two testimonials because I don't spend much time asking people for testimonials or posting them when I ask them, and I've lost so many because they're somewhere in my email. But I posted testimonials from a couple of people who have worked with me for several months. And they are saying how I thought I knew everything. And then I don't, I discovered there was so much more. And there is a testimonial that says, I thought I was making things up and it was so murky. And now it's become so vivid and clear. You can trust other people when they tell you what the intuition is and what it's not. And provided that you choose to accept that, and provided that you choose to trust those people and you choose to trust that you have an intuition and you decide, I have it, let's see what it has to say, and you show up over and over again, you will notice that you will start building trust with that other perspective inside of yourself. So remember, you have to clear your inner body. When you have a thought or a question or something comes up for you, your inner body gets triggered. You have to clear and allow yourself to clear that from your body. Even today in the course, something came up where someone said, I'm, I'm having these thoughts. How much longer am I going to have to work on this? And that's why I said, just focus on the feeling and allow it to go through, because when it goes through, there are no more thoughts. The thoughts are almost a rewiring of the brain that is throwing everything at you. The feelings, when you start feeling something, it's just getting more intense and more intense. And the mind could very easily panic and stop because it might feel more intense for a couple of minutes, but then it starts to go away. When you feel these feelings and when you're present with them, with the pain body, it's because it is safe to release. And if by any chance you're one of those people that have reached out to me occasionally to do um, some sort of coaching or hypnosis session because they accidentally tapped into some other lifetime, it is because you are ready. Just know that everything you get is because you're ready. So remember, clearing the pain body, understanding how your inner voice talks to you, understanding the seeing and dropping the story that you don't get the answers, feeling how it feels in your body, and over again, feeling how it feels in your body. And just the last tip, because it'll be pretty impossible to summarize over 2 hours of a content in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but I want to give you the most amount that I can in the 10 minutes that I had available right now before next meeting. Um, really tune into that feeling and build trust with feeling your feelings is very, very important. And part of that, I just want to tell you, everything else that you do can help your intuition, painting, using a tarot deck, using a pendulum, listening to a reading, getting readings from other people are really great tools to start learning some vocabulary on how to connect with your intuition or see how other people talk about it. However, when you develop your inner pendulum, and if you use other tools, it's okay in the beginning because it gives you a great intro into something. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. But at the end, go back to building your inner pendulum and see how it feels in your body and really test or tell your body, this is how yes looks like, this is how no looks like. And there are very many videos probably online that can tell you how to do it. But sit with yourself and see how does your body feel when you're getting the answers, and really feel the feelings. The more you feel it in your body, many people say, well, I'm getting the answers sometimes. The more you feel it in your body, the more you embody those answers, and the faster is next time and next time and next time, because your body is starting to learn that it is safe to feel, and your mind starts to learn that it's safe to feel in your body. And your body starts to feel that it is safe to to be exactly in the feelings that you are, that it is, because the mind allows it, the body, to have space for the feeling. So the body feels more seen as well. And those parts that are going, they also feel more seen. And sometimes they just need to feel seen. They're pieces of stuck energy that have potentially never been seen. But if they're ready to be seen, it is because it's safe to do so. So this is in a nutshell what we've been over today, what we went over today. And I hope it helps you see or think about some of the really, really details of tuning into the inner voice, because the more we go, the more complicated this journey with the inner voice becomes, and the more we learn, but it's always going back and back and back and back to the basics. And that's why I repeat so many of the things that I keep saying over and over again. It's going back to the basics and back to the basics and back to the basics, because no matter what happens, then you always have a way to come back here and always remember, I'm always connected. How does my inner voice talk to me? I always get the answers. Provided that I get the answers, what do I need to do now? If it really is nothing, then it's about working on accepting that. And that's a big piece of work. Accepting, it's such a big lesson for most of us. I hope you're well. And I hope this helped. Stay warm if you're in New York City. It's quite cold right now and it's getting so much brighter. And I hope you can all feel the supporting energies right now. There's so many supporting energies. Okay, I hope you're well. And I hope you connect after hearing this even a little bit more with your inner being, with your inner voice.